Hello, Dina. Hello, everyone out there. My name is Dr. Nyepukemo Hall, founder of Nurses in Charge. I want to take a moment to say Happy Nurses Week in advance. I know officially the date starts um, um, November, May 6th to the 12th. I need to get my dates right. May 6th to the 12th, and this is internationally recognizing nurses, where we have been through so much in our career lines, and yet then still we are still rising. We are still doing amazing works. And at this point, I know you're hearing me. You're not seeing me. That is not.
I
That
can
was
see.
like.
Hello.
Yes. Welcome to our conversation. Dina Paoloni in Europe, and here I am in the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, we're just here to have a short conversation and talk about this amazing lady over here. I just love to surround myself with people who are doing great works, and just see if I can model after them, and do great things as well and impact the world, leave it better than I saw it when I came. So here we are. Thank you, Dina. Thank you. Welcome. Um,
Thank you, Dr. Niem. Thank you for inviting me and thank you for this amazing conversation we are about to have. I'm so pleased. Happy International Nurse Week. And this is our week. We're going to celebrate so much to do, so much to cheese for.
yes. And today, actually, Dina, today is International Midwives Day.
Exactly, yes.
Yes. So they're celebrating, and we as NIC we're celebrating along with them because we have midwives who are among us. They are members of Nurses in Charge, and
Mhm.
we are one. So we this entire week into next week is celebration. So for all of us globally, I encourage everyone to just take time out, reach out to our colleagues, and recognize them for what they're doing, and build each other up, because the more we do that, we don't have time for any other thing but to be grateful and appreciative for each other. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's the oldest profession, female profession actually, and
Yes.
one of the oldest profession never
Yes.
appeared in the world. And I was posting just not 1 hour, half an hours ago, because I was coming back for work, and so I had a chance to post on my community, but I will post on LinkedIn as well on a Nurses in Charge community. The history of midwife. There are so many sign in history from prehistory. So
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful to celebrate. Also because in so many parts of the world, nurses are trained midwives too.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes, nurses are trained concurrently with midwifery, and that's one reason why today nurses in charge. When we go to Liberia, we are called nurses and midwives in charge,
exactly.
because
Yes,
the separation is just hard to do. Most of our members they have dual degree in
exactly. Yeah,
and so it's so beautiful.
so beautiful. Yeah, great. Agree.
It is. So welcome to NIC. This is Nurses in Charge Share Your Nurse Story podcast, where we connect, we celebrate, and we empower nurses and midwives around the world. Today we are honored to feature a remarkable leader representing Europe, someone who embodies excellence, collaboration, and global vision in nursing. Please join me to welcome this phenomenal, powerful, dynamic duo lady, Dina Paoloni, Nurses in Charge Director for Europe. She's
It's
held this position, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you for inviting me. I feel blessed, and thank you for the introduction. It's
I
just
can I
love.
can go all day and talk about you, Dina. You are an amazing person.
No, I'm just trying to do my best and serve others, and serve God, and serve nurses, because nurses need so much support now. So,
And it's
so
calling
thank
for
you for
us.
inviting me. Yeah, I'm
It's
pleased to
calling
be
for
here.
us more. So lastly, Dina plays a vital role in advancing NIC's mission across Europe, helping to connect nurses across diverse healthcare systems while promoting leadership, professional development, and global collaboration. Congratulations to you, Dina, for even being certified as a uh, uh, professional development provider, where you can now give people their CPD um, credits when they take courses. It's amazing. And the first thing she offered was, I have vouchers for nurses in charge. I'm like, this lady, it's like nurses in charge is her grandchild, and she always remembers to to bring pretty toys for nurses in charge when she gets this and that. So may God bless your hands. Everything you touch, may it prosper, because your heart is so big for the world at large.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Um, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I love nurses in charge. I love the mission. I love the vision. I love the fact that nurses strive all around the world to make the world a better place, as you said,
Mhm.
and humanity cares for. So, if I have opportunity to help, I mean, I help as I can, and there are periods that maybe a little bit more busy. I cannot really help as I would like to, but and to be honest, the past 6 months are juggling too much. But now I was able to stop a little bit, reframe, and I will be more free in the next month. But yes, I mean, every time I've got something that I think I can share, I'm happy to do it. Could be program, could be coaches, could be just a chat, or could be a sharing event, something like that. And what is my agency or my capacity? So without overdo, without trying to do something that I'm not able to do,
Mhm.
or without refuse to do something that I'm able to do it because I've got knowledge of, I've got time. So I'm doing my best to serve, and I volunteered for 11 years in the Italian Red Cross before
Mm.
moving to UK.
Wow.
And so now having when I relocate in UK and start a new life, I work a lot, so I couldn't really join any charity things. So I naturally, because I created a Facebook group for Italian nurses that want to move abroad, I start to give information to nurses, and then also to LinkedIn, and so I continue volunteering. And nurses in charge, I think it came at a perfect time because I've been a Christian since I was young and very faithful, so much that about when I was 8 years old, I want to become a nun. So
Wow, Dina.
I wanted. Yeah, I've got this story, and yes, because so my grandmother, my mom, she had her house that was um, the neighbor of a little church in my village. So this is the church. This is my grand house.
Yeah.
And so the nun lived there on top of the church. It was a very tiny little church. The back of the church was the my grandmother room wall, so they're really attached, right?
Wow.
So I did my nursery reception there at the nun. school.
Mhm.
And so I grew up with all the story, Jesus, Mary, and the saints. And so they always teach these stories. And a few times, not many, but a few times,
Mhm.
when my mom or my grandmother were busy, I used to spend some time with the nuns
Okay.
after the school. So I've been a Christian for from the very beginning. But I lost my mom some when I was 18. My sister was younger than me. Family dynamic with so much depression, problem with alcoholism, so many things in my family. So I get a little bit grinch, I would say. And I remember that I just have an argue with God. I say, do you want me to be the perfect daughter, the perfect sister, the perfect granddaughter? I'm exhausted. I don't want to do anymore. So I grew for a few years apart from God, and I came back and pray, but not consistently as I would before. And then I've got a period again. I was going back to church, reading the Bible, but it was not like before. And but then 3 years ago, um, I wanted to do the communion from first communion for my kids and
Mhm.
the baptism for my daughter. So we start to going to the church a little bit often, and my faith actually grew. It was a mature faith. It was not like the story, or I don't know. It was more conscious faith.
Mm.
And I just have a kind of breakthrough one night. I was crying and said, God, tell me what I have to do. I will do it. Just
Mhm.
tell me, because I'm exhausted. So many things, okay, happen. And just this nurses in charge arrives. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah. And so I do my best.
Hmm. You know, you touch on many aspects of how God divinely orchestrates our lives. We may not see it coming. There's
Mhm.
nothing we could have done to make it happen or stop happening. You were born in your grandmother's room. It's the same wall as the nuns. How I would say intentional. We would say coincidental, right? But it's when we look at how God moves, He moves intentionally. There's a connection He wanted from at a very young age. Likewise, the rest of us who are in NIC, people have stories they share about how now that we're all nurses and we are connecting with each other and sharing time and spaces, we start to look that God has always had a plan for us to meet someday. Having conversations and sharing how instrumental He's been in our lives, and that is the space we have here at NIC. And you personally, like you said, 3 years. See how time flies. Time have really flown
Yeah.
over over the years. I couldn't even believe when you said it. I'm like, 3 years. Wow, it is true. 2023, and now we're in 26.
Yeah.
And you have never wavered in your support to nurses in charge. Never wavered. Even if it's in the middle of the night, a member calls you and says, I'm in need, or I need prayer, or I just need you to hear me out, you know, you're there. And then more of all of the professional development themes that you have brought on, you know, um, and to top it off, you touched the point where you said that you see the vision of NIC, and it works with your value system. People have left NIC because you know NIC does not speak to their personal beliefs or their religious beliefs, and
Mhm.
they don't see congruency there. So when people have that inner conflict, it's okay for them to go. But there are also so many people who allow their faith beliefs and personal beliefs aligns with NIC. So we're here to grow, we're here to support each other, but we should also stop for a moment and recognize who are those who have held our hands up, like Aaron and Joshua, them holding Moses' hands up so they can win the battles, right? We have battles every day. And especially when you start an organization, you have your business, you have your family. Listen, it's chaos and drama every day. You tell me what that means for you, Dina.
Absolutely. And now say I've been in, well, I volunteered for Italian Red Cross for 12 years, nearly 12, more or less 12 years.
Hmm.
And I cover several roles. And I kind of say it's like nursing, you do career, it's kind of do career as well there. But you don't earn the salary because it's volunteering. But I've done course, I become educator, mentor. I was regional director for education and training for the volunteer, and also was the educator director for the community for the education to the community. So yes, I grew my skills there, but I'm in teaching and mentoring and coaching, and also in first aid. But I was a nurse anyway. But and I work in ambulance. So, but I also grew skills, I think, in charity or the management, or more the management, the understanding of people inside a charity, because they behave between employers and people or volunteers are different, right? And so you're right. Your North Star will always will be your value. And when your value are the same of your organizational value, you still be able to go ahead with your work. But I also learned that people can give up their time for what they can. And sometimes maybe they have the plan to stay longer, but family commitment to family needs withdraw the attention. So I think that the charity, as long as they're able to function, it's okay even if people come and goes. And I think we have to thank all the people that came, even if they left,
Hmm.
um, because this happened to all of us. So for the time they've been and they helped, we are glad and we have blessed and grateful for that. But yes, I think because of voluntary, but even a workplace, people stay in the workplace until the value are shared at the same. They want to stay. If they don't feel okay, if they need to move, for example, they need to change workplace
Hmm.
if they relocate. So yeah, maybe you would like to work with people a little bit longer because you like
Yeah.
work with people and that those people have to leave. But
Hmm.
just be grateful for.
It happens at the workplace, like you said. Sometimes the culture that we got warmed up to when we got into the workplace, management may change, and then the culture will
Exactly.
shift. And once it starts to shift, it's not comfortable no more. There is some, discrepancy in how we were before. Now we're not like this, and then people fall off. And that got me wondering, how have you seen, how have you observed over the years the people's faith? Is it one that helps us thrive into the workplace when we combine faith with employment, faith with organization? How have you seen that play out um, in your career time?
This is a very important, difficult question to answer too.
I like the way
So
you put it.
I
Important.
don't really have maybe perfect or complete answer. I don't know. What I know is that studying leadership I understand there is a positive leadership. There could be transformational leadership or the servant leadership, where the employee is really nurtured, cared for, and in that case, faith is a very good things to have.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm scared when a destructive leadership or a more managerial leadership combined with faith, because in that case employers could be exposed to exploitation
Yes.
because they continue their work because they have faith, um, but in that case the employer abused
Yes.
their faith to exploit that the most. So I believe that at the end God is in control, so there is a reason for everything, and God doesn't want that we are exploited. So maybe it's more for personal growth if we go through a trial,
Mm-hmm.
but it's complicated. I don't really have a complete answer. There's a lot of factors going on, but I don't like exploitation. So I
Definitely.
realize the faith in a destructive leadership environment is hard to answer this
Mhm.
question. I
Yeah.
don't know if you understand what I tried to say. Um, I mean, God is in control, but actually, we are in control to decide to follow God's path or not. So we are in control to say, okay, I eat the apple, the fruits, or no, I not eat it. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I have faith, but I decide to change the workplace because this workplace is toxic. So I have faith of nursing, but I want to do nursing another place that's more healthy, rather than I am faith. So I think everything is happened to me, and if it's a toxic environment, I will stay. Because I think we also have to understand what faith is really is, because if understood not properly and taken without disruptive leadership, could be very difficult to manage.
It is
But
very sensitive. It's a sensitive topic. A lot of us don't want to talk about it. We just let's talk about football. Let's talk about let- let's
exactly, yeah.
let's leave religion out of it. So that has me wondering what are some of the in Europe, because I am not used to the European.
Hmm.
I'm not well versed into the European culture. How do you see either the generation that growing older and a generation coming in? How do you see what differences have you seen so far as the transitions happening in Europe
Do you mean in terms of nursing and faith, or do you mean in general?
in general? In general.
So, so Europe is crashing the culture for
Mm,
several reasons, because of the liberalism, because influx as well, because of a lot of migration with different culture. So Europe is losing culture, but no, that is the problem. Is not that. The problem is it's not losing a culture. We kind of, I can see that we are so confused. I can see the younger generation very confused. So
okay.
the I think the culture migration as a religion as well are not managed properly. And so now the young generation are very confused. I can see them very confused.
Mm,
Also, we have a public system in Europe, right? So there is this also kind of mentality that it getting worse. Okay, that the government will take care of us, so we don't have to do anything. And so consider a lot of culture together, a lot of religion together, the fact that the government take care of you, there's like the value, uh, you lose value, but not just value, you lose, because when you lose the value you lose direction. So people are so confused now. I can see my kid as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't know what to want to do, where they want to go. And we are family, we talk a lot, but the problem is we talk a lot, we may uh, understand things, but then the kids go back to school, they speak with their peers, and
Yes.
they are confused. So the peer confusion come inside the home.
Mm.
So I think that having a having a welfare is important, because there are people that actually cannot work, they need to be cared for and they need to be sustained, and the government needs to take care for them. But when affair things become an extremism for everything else, you're going to lose value. It's a complete, I don't know if I express myself properly in English,
You are. You are.
but I think that Europe is losing its value more than maybe could be in Canada or in USA, because USA is very much private, right? So
Yeah, they are. Mhm.
if you are an entrepreneur, or if you are a person who, you guys, you invent yourself every day. If you got a problem, if you feel down, you pick up quickly, because the system is kind of force you to do it, otherwise you gotta lose everything, because
Mhm.
welfare is just for the very poor people, right? Here in
Yeah.
Europe, the fact that the welfare is easy to access, people say that okay, there will be the government that think about me. I don't care.
Oh
So
wow.
you just become, not become lazy, it's just to lose interest to even try. And so when you don't have a direction, you lose your value, because everything is confused, everybody has different opinion, and you cannot really argue to the opinion, because if you say no, I don't think like you persecute, because you don't think. So there's not this um healthy debate among differences. Everyone demands something, you
Oh.
cannot argue it. So kids are confused, they don't know what to think,
Mm.
and because everything is right but everything is also wrong, so they are very confused. Plus there's not really need to put any effort, because there is the government that take care of you anyway.
Mhm.
So you lose intent, you lose the 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 drive to even try
Wow.
to do something, and you lose value. And so when you lose value, you lose direction.
That is.
And I didn't hear you,
No, no.
Nico.
I was saying that is profound. When you lose value, you lose direction. Very, very, very much so in today's society. More with the crisis that we have happening. As a matter of fact, on the 7th, which is Thursday this week, nurses are going to the Capitol to plead our case, and just speak on our behalf in general. And that is not the only occasion around the cities. A lot is happening. Have we lost our value? Have we lost our direction, and or have we gone into workplaces and expecting to find value there that we can stand on, but it's not there. Um,
And I will say, I don't really I don't really want to do or say that this is a political matter, because I realize that this is just a compound of different situation, values, um, changes that have happened in the last few decades that brought us here. Because in the past 20, at least that I have understanding of, I'm 47, right?
mm,
So let's say the 30th year of politics arguments, I can now understand that they 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 there the political they there just for their own interest, right? So there's not a political party that won't achieve something. It's just what is in the interest of the people who are in the party at the moment actually made the change. It is not even a matter of left or right anymore. I think it's just where I arrive now. It's
mm,
just a compound effect of all the political that follow each other through those decades. So I don't think the West actually is not much political.
mm,
I think at some point we lost a value. I think the interest in certain economic powers
mm,
really, I don't want to say planned, because it's not even a conspiracy theory. It's just what happened through the decades. Who had
mm.
more powers and more money did use
Yeah.
it to their advantage, and so one after the other in a random or more structured way or manner, and we are here. We end up here. I don't think it's the conscious uh, personal power that brought us here. It's just a compound effect of all the things that happened in the West in the past
Mm,
decade. So I don't even think it's a political thing, but I think we have a profession that is so important, because we are the profession that that is 24/7
mhm,
with humanity. Okay, at the side of the humanity, from the
mhm.
first breath to the last one. So we have really, I really believe that nurses are the solution, because we really have we are entered the life of humanity every single day.
Yes.
And so where value are lost, where humanity is lost,
Mhm.
we should really, we are the hope, probably. Such a philosophical.
Yeah. It's a mouthful. It's hard to bring it out, but you did a fantastic job with that. And what I'm driving here at is, Dina, as we celebrate International Midwife Day, International Nurses Week, and if you notice so far, there are many freebies out there, like coupon to buy this, coupon to get, and some places will give you free donuts. They'll give you, things so to appreciate nurses, and I hope they're doing the same for midwives. But at this juncture, what concerns me is the future, as you have spoken of. The future of nursing, for me, is starting to look more bleak than a clear pathway. And if it looks like that for me, what is happening to my students? How am I teaching them? How am I able to help guide them to, so that their value system will start to align with the profession, so when they get there, they're not having all this moral injury that we've suffered over the past 10 years, or less. during that time where I want to do this for my patient, but it seems like my hands are tied. I feel like I don't have autonomy to do my work, or my patient values this, but I'm not allowed to approve them to do, to choose their care the way they want it. So all of that is rubbing off, and new nurses are coming in and they're saying, seriously, this place is a zoo. Healthcare is a zoo. It
Mm.
feels like the animals are out of control. So that's why I was asking you about, what is happening in Europe. Is it the same as what's happening in the US? There is demonstration almost every week. If it's not job related, it is the whole system that we're trying to revamp, and it's becoming such a global crisis. It is a global crisis and it's becoming worse. So,
Yeah, but still have a hope. So
of
I am a
course.
career coach. And so the duty of a career coach is to see the future. No one can predict the future, right? We don't have the crystal ball. If tomorrow the third world war starts,
Mhm.
there's no future, right? Okay. But the duty of career coach is to understand what happened in the near future, right? In the 5, 10 years from
Mhm.
now. Why?
When, yeah,
Because if you have a client who want to make a career, this client wants direction, right? So you need to understand what is happening based on certain predictors. And when AI breakthrough in end of 2024, that actually AI was before, right? But let's say it became as a global and social event, right?
yeah,
That people start to realize, oh, AI is here. When it's actually few years AI is here. So when AI break, um, I have the moral duty to understand what actually AI brought for the nursing profession, because we have the break news of it was actually a fake news. Then Nvidia created this nurse AI, so many things. Anyway, so I've done 1 year study, and I knew about climate change as well. I knew about generational shift, but it was when I started to study AI that I realized what will happen in the next 5, 10 years
mhm,
because AI, because of climate change, because generational shift. So, as nursing profession now, and what I see globally, because I study international nursing since 2014, so I have an understanding, okay, what is happening. So, nursing now is on a cliff. Or we fell down, or we learned to fly. There's no alternative. We are on a cliff because we are exhausted, overwhelmed, overworked, understaffed. We are emotionally numbed. And so we are so done that we can see tomorrow, right?
that's sad.
An healthcare system, global healthcare system is changing like rapidly because AI, they put billions, 100 billions in
Mhm.
AI. USA, Europe, Middle East, China, we don't know because in Russia, we don't know because they don't share data. But USA invested $500 billion in AI, right? So that is the direction. We can say what we have that we know that direction because where money goes, power follow,
Of
and so
course.
everything follow. So AI will implement healthcare system. Then not as much as billion put in AI, but billions are put in climate change solution infrastructure. And these are all data available, World Health Organization, the Lancet report, even
Mhm.
International College of Nursing. So there is a shift now in healthcare, very big shift.
Mm.
Moreover, the baby boomers,
Yes.
which are the biggest population, age population in the world, they are becoming elders.
Mm,
So they will need extra healthcare support. Also because we will go in a breakthrough of dementia as well, right? The biggest second age population are the millennium.
mhm,
And they are entering an age where they're very stressed, they develop mental health,
mm,
they don't have assets, so they're kind of poor. They're adapting very fast, but they poor. They don't have assets.
mm.
And also they are entering an age where they start to develop chronic chronic condition. So you see that COVID was nothing. So the work required to help from healthcare professional during COVID was nothing compared to what is about coming. And I talk about only two generation, age generation. I didn't talk about the alpha, didn't talk about Gen X or Gen Z, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So they have to put money on AI because AI can speed the process, right? But AI also is taking out the job of so many people. So what do you think the job that will be sponsored in the near in the next 2 3 years? What do you think will be the job that people will the government will start to sponsor and increase salary?
If you have AI skills added to your education and expertise, you you are likely to be in the top 5 to get certain jobs. Don't you
Well,
think?
AI, yes, but AI is not that difficult because
Oh no, no, it's not.
you don't need thousands of AI developer in a certain community.
Mhm,
You don't need thousands of developer to create the AI, right? And AI learn itself, so we need the right amount of developer, right?
mhm,
Because you can create I create AI, I create chatbot, I create agent because I use the technologies that is already available to use AI or create AI. So you don't need necessarily to have code expertise. Yes, those people still needed, right?
mhm.
But it's not the entire population. So what the other people were gonna do? Which we beside the developer that they're needed for AI development. What do you think is the biggest um, profession that will be pushed very soon in the next 2 3 years?
I'm looking at us, Dina.
Yes, we
I'm
will
looking
be
at us. Hey,
will
that.
be asked.
Mm-hmm,
So I hope, this is my hope. Yes,
mm-hmm,
now we are on top of a cliff. And now we feel that all will go down and die, or we have to learn to fly, right? But nature adjusts itself. So the fact that there's this generational shift that we required
mm-hmm.
more care that we don't have now the professional for that kind of care.
Yeah.
But also we have for the other side that there will be so many people left without job that actually see healthcare as an opportunity to work, otherwise they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
There will be so much incentives like here in UK, but I know very much in USA, you do so many in USA there is a lot of advertising for the armed force, right?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
not too many anymore. Not
Yeah,
too
but
many.
I saw that being a certain time there is a rise because they need it, right? Well, let's a couple of year adjustment and they will start to advertising nursing.
Mm,
Unfortunately, we are those who at the moment work in nursing and the healthcare
Mhm.
system. So at the moment we are the people who are suffering the most, and probably we will suffer for a little bit.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping the new generation that in the next 2 years they so many will decide finally to do nursing study. There is hope, but still the compound effect of people they have power. I don't know how much will cost the university. Maybe they decide to do free nursing degrees because they need nurses. Maybe they are not interested in especially in the give money for specialization, but if they need nurses, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so in Europe, I see with the differences between us right now. Um, that just from my observation, we just had the education department, the Department of Higher Education, put more nails onto our coffin to beat down higher education for nurses. So if you're going for your for um, a doctorate degree, PhD as a nurse, the financial aid that goes to you in the form of uh, um, educational loans, they've already cut it short. So, and these are the degree level that we need for nurse educators, right? Quite often to be a lecturer, they require for you to have a master's. And then, if you're going to research, conduct research academically or even clinically, you need a doctorate. So how are we going to advance healthcare from the nursing standpoint, from our community, from our scientific knowledge when funding is nowhere to be found or just suboptimal for to take us through. So then that brings down the rollout of new graduates because the provision is short. So then how many faculties are out there to educate is down. So when I see that the difference like that between Europe and the United States, it grieves me, it scares me to even fathom what the future looks like when we get there. And meaning for me, the future, the impact of this will start hitting by 15 to 20 years from now.
And I agree. It also is. Very sorry for what's happened, and I share a little bit. There was a campaign I shared. I couldn't vote, for example, for you, even if I wanted to say my thought. I
Yeah.
couldn't because it was only for USA citizen. It's fair. It's right. Okay.
Mhm.
So. So I share it among my network for those living in USA that couldn't vote, but I'm very sorry for this because it's not just the damage done to the nursing profession, like for be able to further the education and so be able to um, support and nurture the new generation of nurses, but also the social damage done to the profession itself because yes, they keep saying that this was just a technical name gave to the the kind of financial support, but actually it was a epistemic problem because when you frame something a certain way,
Mhm.
people receive it in a certain way. So they maybe should have changed the name of the finance to make for the population because like this you also remove certain you remove worth to the profession because people then think oh there's no professional anymore, so people lose then the trust in the profession. So I think it's been done a big damage.
Mm,
Considering the financial support, there may be other way, or loan or other things that could support education.
mhm,
Um, Being an international career coach, I could say there are many university
mhm.
that do PhD nursing. They are internationally recognized. So, and
Wow.
they cost half or even one third of the cost in USA. Because USA also, a university in USA, they are very, very expensive.
Mhm, mhm,
So yes, imply that you may need to leave your house and travel for a few years. And so it's not for everyone, but you may are able to afford a PhD, which much less in another country. But again, it's complicated.
yeah.
It's
But
complicated.
you will start
In another,
shopping around for
yeah,
higher education elsewhere and coming back to work.
yeah, which is difficult, which is
Mhm.
difficult. But if someone is free, can thinking about.
Yeah.
Because this is happening in bachelor degree nurses already. I witnessed so many Nigerian nurses working, studying, for example, in India or in the Philippines because it's um, much cheaper.
Hmm.
Or I don't know, Italian student went to Romania and Poland to study nursing because it's very much cheaper. So this movement of student nurses already exists, but it's different when you are 20 years old and you don't have family, you don't have kids, and you want to study abroad with a cheaper degree than when you are already an established nurse with 6 years experience. You maybe already have one or two master, you want to do PhD, and you maybe already have a family. It's
Hmm.
hard to go to another country to do your PhD. uh, for me, because again I study international, I don't have a PhD in international nurses, right? In
Hmm.
international nursing, but I read a lot, I saw a lot, and I study a lot, and look like that. It's like it's a compressor. You remove the upper degree to make sure that you create enough number of nursing on the bottom. So they need bedside nurses. So let's make a lot of bedside nurses, and then we may reopen the other specialization or degree. I don't know. There's so many things could happen, but we are in a very fast changing time, and so any predictor is difficult. But again, there are certain anchor predictors. They are there. We sure they are there, which are AI, climate change, um, and all the policy around to make sustainability and generational shift. So if we don't make, it's so bad say it like that, but if we don't allow more people enter nursing,
Hmm.
humanity will really head in a catastrophic
Yes.
place.
Yes, because just if you close your eyes and imagine a hospital without nurses, is that comfortable feeling or is that scary? To even close your eyes and just having your imagination, it is scary because that hospital needs to run and nurses run the hospital. We may not recognize them for what their contribution to healthcare, but reality states nurses are on board 24/7 when doctor offices are closed, doctor services are closed, and they just have a hospitalist. They may have one or two hospitalists for the entire hospital, but the hospital is staffed fully by nurses running the show until daybreak. So we don't want that. And as we celebrate International Nurses Week, these conversations need to be our reality. We
Yeah,
should
exactly. And some people say that with they are preparing robots, so robots will replace us. AI
have.
can replace us, with robots can replace. Yes, but they are not safe. Even if Elon Musk is able to create many robots, right?
Yeah.
They're very agile, they're able to do even the finest movement. That's not
Hmm.
safe for human
No.
uh, care, and there's no legislation as well. So it's no, for the next 10 years for sure,
Yeah.
we won't be. Yes, AI is developing very fast. We all understand this, but the problem here is ethical as well. So it's not that easy to get over it, and we will need so many nurses like yesterday. Uh, Seriously. So the only chance we got now is, yes, to let do more do more with less using technologies, but still we will need so many more human entry, because in the next 2 3 years we will see, especially dementia. Dementia is rising so quickly. If you go and look up the chart of the dementia in the past years and what is happening because of the baby boomer entering the elderly age, is the, what's it called, the do you know the game that you play on the ice with disc? My God,
Oh,
never.
hockey. Hockey.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So the hockey stick, you can see the curve of the rising on
Hmm.
dementia is the
Hmm.
hockey stick, and it's similar to the
Mm.
AI implementation, which AI
Mm.
hockey stick, um, what's it called?
Wow.
Wave.
Yeah.
So it is in so quick rise that, yes, we should use technologies to implement an AI to implement, but still we need the human part.
Of
So
course.
I'm
I really
hopeful.
want to believe that AI will replace humans. AI gives us the skills, gives humans the skills that we need to learn so that we can operate like today, EHR today, the electronic health record. When it first came in, we were like, oh my goodness, you know, what am I going to do with this? Even though we complain about writing too much with our fingers and, our fingers were hurting. But every time something new comes, we feel threatened that it's going to drive us from work. Where I believe, Dina, some doctors left, some older nurses left when technology started to flutter in, and the emerging of technology started to come. Some older professionals left because they did not want to spend time learning, the new systems. So our conversation is fruitful. It is very rich in that we are having these conversations to celebrate. Yeah, we're celebrating the week, the day, and all of that. But let us talk about the real deal. What's really happening among us, and um, so that we can find means to support each other. Whatever is happening in Europe, how can we in America support? The nurses and midwives there, whether it's through virtual events, whether it's through, making sure that we're aware of what's happening, awareness, past making awareness.
Exactly.
Don't be
Yes.
in the blind side. Be
Eh,
aware, be informed, and use your knowledge now to help impact change. And yeah, we're gonna be retiring. I'm gonna be retiring soon. And I don't know about, other nurses and midwives that are on that wavelength. They are estimating anywhere, WHO is estimating anywhere between 700,000 nurses leaving the profession by different means by
in USA, only
2030.
in USA.
2030. So
Yeah.
those who are Retiree, you mentioned the what's the called the
Baby
generation
boomer. Yeah.
baby boomers have aged, you know, they are aging further, and people are retiring, people are sicker as well. So
So
in that sense, a lot of nurses are part of that wave that's going out. And,
yeah, and 700,000 you say, but globally in the World Health Organization predict, and with the International Coordinator of Nursing, they predict that by 2030, considering the aging population and the shift in the needs for the aging population, and the nurses who retired, that we need more than 5 millions nurses by 2030 globally. So I think there is this need to create new nurses, or to let's say make new nurses access,
mhm,
um, or student access to the university. And but what you say is awareness is so important, because if we nursing is different country by country, it's regulated different country by country. So but if we stay together globally and we actually are able to educate each other's,
mhm,
right, sharing knowledge, sharing awareness, we actually are able to share an identity as well.
mhm,
And so we are really able to fight against all these challenges. But the problem is we're still divided, unfortunately. And also another problem in Europe. Actually, I wanted to, I don't know if we still having time, but very quickly.
mhm,
In Europe, unfortunately, we are so divided. We have different languages, we have different culture. We talk
mhm.
about countries that fight each other in war for centuries, right? We are in peace just for the past 16 years,
Mm,
more or less. But I mean, and there are some war up. But anyway, so for example, Second World War, the world thinks that Italy and German were ally, right? Because there
mhm.
was this. Actually, no, we weren't, because Nazis were occupying Italy, and they
Yeah.
killed, they raped, they did that. So
Mm,
the majority Italian don't really like German still, because there is this generational trauma, right?
mm,
Okay, so and this happened between countries in Italy. We saw divide in Europe, and it's very difficult to create collaboration in Europe unless you are an old institution recognized from decades.
wow.
Is hard. So what we really think will be um, a good things that save us is networking, connection with the right people, and connect between nurses who really want to make the changes.
Mhm,
Because there are many, not many, but at least people start to waking up. If we can educate ourselves and help each other among between countries or continents, would
mhm.
be actually a good thing. Hopefully, I'm faithfully hopeful. So
Yeah. We'll get there. We just need to not be divided, to stop the divisiveness, and know that we are one body. And if something affects you, Dina, in Europe, I should expect it to affect me if I am not in support of changing the narrative, and just allow it
exactly.
to happen there. It's not going to come here. It will come here as well. Eventually, it will. So these
Okay.
conversations are very good. That we should have it, even when it's time to celebrate. We should still have good conversations around the issues that we're facing globally, and put out the awareness. And my heart goes out to our colleagues who are at the front, who will be matching on Thursday. I truly wanted to be there, but I have family needs that I need to attend to. But I wanted to be there at the Capitol because
Yeah.
yeah, our voices together we conquer, divided we fall, right? So
Yeah.
we have these
Exactly.
situations going on. So let us just continue to meet like this and make sense of what's happening, because someone is watching telegram. Someone is watching it or will be watching it, right, later on. Somewhere, somehow, someone will come across it. What does this conversation serve? To inform them, to see that a nurse in Europe and a nurse in the US are having a fruitful conversation with good intentions to continue their journey, united, connected, celebrating each other, and empowering each other. Instead of the old ways what we used to do before, talk behind Dina's back, talk bad about her, and then pretend that when she comes around, you keep quiet and let her drown. We're not going to do that no more. We're going to
Yeah.
continue to support each other through prayers. Yeah, that brings in the faith, our faith into works. Through community that supports each other with resources. Funnel some information to me so I can be able to get out of the hole that I'm in. So yeah, congratulations to you again, Dina. This is all about you. I don't know how we got to all the conversation, but it was just for us to sit and talk, honor
Yeah.
you, appreciating you, but to also see what are you experiencing, what are you seeing, and that was the essence of this conversation. And I appreciate you taking the
Thank you very much.
invitation, coming here. That despite your week, how things are going on your end, I appreciate that you are always there for NIC. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
And yet,
yeah,
sometime I may have less time or know how much I would like. And yes, there are a couple of things that are slowing down, but we will pick up soon. I think the important thing is still grounded, is still, you know, with her value as a North Star, and keep having faith and having hope for the profession, but also serving the profession, work for the profession. Otherwise, we cannot just sitting down and waiting for someone else does for
for,
us.
for God to work miracles. No.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, I'm so glad. I'm sorry, I'm grappling a little bit too much, maybe
That's
too
okay.
many
You
ideas
see,
they going in my mind because things are changing so fast that you try to grasp what's really going on. And anyway, it's
that's
been a
true.
pleasure.
Same here, Dina. Thank you, sister. You take care,
Thank you,
okay?
sister. You too.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
God bless. Bye bye.
Bye.